cancelled, postponed, delayed. Nobody wants to hear those words when it comes to eagerly anticipated games. But what would a world look like without any announcements? No trailers, no release dates, nothing. While I'll let you digest that thought, if you enjoy my videos, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new ones. Feedback is also always appreciated, so feel free to leave some in the comments down below. Think a couple years back. You had no idea when any game was supposed to come out. Visiting game shops was always full of surprises, because you never knew what you'd find. Something completely new, or maybe another installment in your favorite series. The internet had yet to mature, so going online and checking when a game was supposed to release just wasn't an option. Of course, analog video game magazines already existed, but if you were anything like me, I loved my hobby, but pocket money was often tight. So, how does it work today? Gaming companies plan huge announcements, really making us excited for their upcoming titles with big events and epic trailers. Oftentimes, it works out just fine. The release draws nearer and the fans are hyped. But it doesn't always go off without a hitch. The recent launch of Studio Wildcat's highly anticipated pirate MMO Atlas has, for example, been postponed multiple times. Annoying, yes, but still barely comparable to the insane delays of The Last Guardian or Final Fantasy XV. The former released 7 years after its announcement, and players had to wait an incredible decade for the adventures of Prince Noctis. All of this made me think, what if we would just get rid of the whole release date announcement concept? Games would just appear when they are done, and you wouldn't hear anything about them before. That's crazy, right? Or is it really? It would be pretty much impossible to generate anticipation this way, but I can think of lots of people who would actually have no problem with that. For example, all those players that bought a Wii U exclusively for the promised The Legend of Zelda game. Years passed, the console flopped with comparatively few interesting titles, and when Breath of the Wild finally got a set release date, it also got one for the new and better Nintendo Switch. Wouldn't have happened without an announcement. You also could no longer spoil your fun with trailers or other pre-release information. Admittedly, I love how crazy online gaming communities can get between the announcement and the actual release, tearing apart every minuscule detail and just buzzing with energy. The months leading up to a game would be far less emotional, but in turn, the time after the release would be filled with excitement, as everyone would get to have a completely unspoiled experience. One group of people that might love this idea would be the developers. Designers, programmers and artists are constantly under pressure to deliver on time. And sometimes that pressure goes a little too far. Harsh schedules leading to crunch time and burnout. Getting rid of public announcements obviously couldn't eliminate all deadlines. Otherwise, there would be no game at all. Delays could still wreak havoc on a production, but since there are no fan expectations, the developers would at least be spared any potential shitstorm. Overall, it does sound pretty good, right? Sadly, there is no such thing as a perfect world for everyone. Without announcements, there is no need for advertisement or damage control in case of scandals or bad reviews. So, who needs PR and marketing? People working in this area would suddenly be thoroughly useless and probably unemployed. Pre-orders would be a thing of the past. I mean, how exactly would you order something that you don't know even exists? And who knows, maybe such a change would finally get rid of all the cursed Day 1 patches, and studios would go back to selling fully fledged games. Of course, this is just a pipe dream, and very, very unlikely to happen. But in my opinion, it's important to question the status quo every now and then. While I'd love to get rid of the disappointment associated with postponed or even cancelled games, I don't think I would like to live in this fictional world. The hype that builds up till the point when a game finally launches is just way too enjoyable for me. But how about you? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this crazy concept. That's it for today. Hope your day's as good as gold. See you next time.